On November 5, 2025, something unusual appeared in the night sky, and the astronomy world felt it immediately. New data released by the Virtual Telescope project revealed updated images of an interstellar object already stirring quiet debate among scientists. But what those images showed changed everything. The object, now known as 3E Atlas, did not resemble any comet or asteroid ever recorded. Instead of a dusty tail or hazy cloud, it appeared as a compact glowing sphere. Smooth. Bright. Green. Almost unnaturally so. It looked less like a relic of cosmic chaos and more like something deliberate, as if it carried its own light rather than merely reflecting the sun. At first, the reaction was cautious. Astronomers assumed Atlas was another interstellar visitor, perhaps similar to Oumuamua or Borisov. A frozen remnant from another star system, shaped by forces we don't fully understand. But within days, that explanation began to collapse. Unlike typical comets, Atlas showed no signs of dust, no gas emissions, and no coma. Its brightness didn't fluctuate. Its light curve remained eerily stable, as if it were engineered to remain constant. Then came the trajectory update. NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory released refined orbital data that quietly sent shockwaves through the scientific community. Atlas was no longer behaving as predicted. Instead of slowing as it exited perihelion, it was accelerating. Not toward the sun. Away from it. Even more unsettling, that acceleration was gradually bending its course in the general direction of Earth. In space science, acceleration without an obvious cause is a red flag. Normally, when comets change speed, there's an explanation. Solar heating causes ice to sublimate, releasing jets of gas that act like thrusters. This process, called outgassing, is messy, chaotic, and visible. You see it as a tail. You see it as brightness fluctuations. But Atlas showed nothing. No exhaust. No debris. No vapor. Yet the numbers were undeniable. Data submitted to the Minor Planet Center showed Atlas accelerating at approximately 0.02 mm per second squared. That may sound insignificant, but across interplanetary distances, it adds up quickly. Within just 1 month, Atlas deviated nearly 80,000 kilometers from its predicted position. That kind of shift requires force. A lot of it. Harvard astrophysicist Dr. Avi Loeb ran independent calculations based on the object's brightness, estimated mass, and observed acceleration. His conclusion was staggering. For Atlas to move the way it does through natural means, it would need to eject more than 5 billion tons of material in under 30 days. That's the mass of a mountain. If that had happened, Atlas would be surrounded by a glowing cloud visible even to amateur telescopes. Instead, it remained pristine. Intact. Silent. And that silence is what unsettled scientists most. Comparisons to Oumuamua resurfaced almost immediately. The first known interstellar object had also shown unexplained acceleration without visible outgassing. Back then, the anomaly was brushed aside as a statistical fluke or an exotic form of cometary ice. But Atlas was different. It was far larger. Far brighter. And far more consistent. Estimates suggest Atlas measures nearly 6 kilometers across, dwarfing Oumuamua by orders of magnitude. Its mass is calculated at over 30 billion tons. Objects that large do not move delicately. They do not drift with precision. And yet Atlas did exactly that, as if following instructions written long before it ever reached our solar system. Then the spectral data arrived. Multiple observatories detected something deeply unusual in the light reflected by Atlas. Instead of the reddish hues common to space dust, Atlas emitted a sharp green-blue glow. The light appeared blue shifted, beyond what sunlight reflection alone could explain. This suggested ionization, or possibly an internal energy process interacting with its surface. Comets don't glow like that. Amateur astronomers gave it a nickname that spread quickly across online forums and observatory channels alike. The alien comet. Most professionals avoided the term publicly, but behind closed doors, the discomfort was growing. Because every new dataset seemed to erase another natural explanation. Atlas wasn't just passing through. It was doing so. As researchers reconstructed Atlas's journey, the timeline raised even more questions. The object entered the solar system quietly sometime in mid-2024. Slipping past detection thresholds as it crossed the outer regions. It passed near the orbit of Mars without incident, showing no activity whatsoever. Then, in late October 2025, it reached perihelion, its closest approach to the Sun. That should have been the moment everything changed. Any icy body that close to the Sun should erupt violently. Ice should vaporize. Jets should flare. A tail should stretch millions of kilometers behind it. But Atlas did none of that. Instead, it brightened slightly, stabilized, and continued on its path as if the Sun's energy had been absorbed and redirected rather than expelled. Days later, astronomers observed something that defied basic physics. A narrow jet of material appeared extending toward the Sun. Not away from it. Toward it. Solar radiation pressure makes that impossible under natural conditions. For material to be projected sunward, something had to actively push it against the solar wind. That implication changed the tone of the discussion entirely. Even the object's orbit seemed unnervingly intentional. Atlas traveled almost perfectly along the ecliptic plane, the same flat disk occupied by Earth and the other planets. The statistical likelihood of an interstellar object aligning so precisely is extraordinarily small. Less than a fraction of a percent. Random chance begins to feel inadequate at those odds. As Atlas moved outward again, its projected path brought it closer to Earth than any previous interstellar visitor. On December 19, 2025, it would reach its nearest point, approximately 167 million miles away. A safe distance, but close enough for humanity's most powerful instruments to study it in unprecedented detail. Every major observatory prepared for that date. Early compositional analysis revealed even more anomalies. Atlas contained unusually high concentrations of nickel and metallic elements rarely found in cometary bodies. Its water content was shockingly low, less than 4%. That alone contradicted the idea that it was a traditional icy wanderer from another star system. Its velocity was equally troubling. For an object of its size and mass, Atlas was moving too fast. Gravitational models struggled to explain how it retained such speed without losing structural integrity. Yet there it was, holding together flawlessly. Slowly, reluctantly, a pattern began to emerge. Atlas behaved less like debris and more like a device. That doesn't mean scientists declared it artificial. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. But as each natural explanation failed under scrutiny, the remaining possibilities became harder to ignore. A probe. A relic. An artifact. Something built, not born. Perhaps it was ancient. Perhaps its creators no longer exist. Perhaps it was never meant to be noticed at all. Or perhaps it was doing exactly what it was designed to do. Observe. Traverse. Adjust. As December approaches, tension builds across the global scientific community. Teams are ready to analyze surface structure, symmetry, rotation, and emissions. If Atlas is natural, higher resolution images will reveal cracks, fractures, irregularities. If it is not, patterns may emerge that no geological process can explain. Humanity has faced cosmic mysteries before. Most eventually yield to physics and patience. But some moments stand apart. Moments when the universe seems to pause and ask a question back. On December 19th, every eye we have will be pointed at this green glowing visitor. Whether Atlas proves to be an extraordinary natural phenomenon or something far more profound, one truth is already clear. The universe still holds surprises capable of shaking our understanding to its core. And this time, the mystery is coming close enough for us to look it in the eye. The countdown